It's Monday, November 13th, 2023. Let's talk about the news. From Reuters, long-lost mammal rediscovered in remote Indonesia mountains. A species of egg-laying mammal, the echidna, has been rediscovered in the mountains of Indonesia after 60 years. The last time this species was officially recorded in scientific literature was in 1961, and though echidnas, which have spines like hedgehogs, snouts like anteaters, and feet like moles, are also found in Australia and New Guinea, this one, called Attenborough's long-beaked echidna, after the British naturalist David Attenborough, has featured prominently in local traditions and was thought, until this rediscovery, to have gone extinct. From the Associated Press, Poland's election winners sign a coalition pact, but won't get to govern just yet. The leaders of Poland's opposition parties have signed a coalition agreement, mapping out their plans to restore the rule of law and build stronger relationships with the country's neighbors. But while they collectively brought in the largest number of votes in last month's elections, the incumbent Law and Justice Party, which received more votes than any other individual party, will have the chance to form a government first. That effort by the Law and Justice Party is expected to fail, at which point the self-defined Democratic Opposition Group will put their candidate for Prime Minister, Donald Tusk, into office. Poland has shifted hard to the right under the Law and Justice Party, becoming more authoritarian, according to the EU, and hobbling the country's checks and balances so that more power is centralized with their party. The current government will have 2 weeks to attempt to form a coalition before the new, ostensibly less authoritarian government is allowed to take control. And from the New York Times, major pro-Palestinian march staged in London as police ramp up security. An estimated 300,000 people took to the streets to protest Britain's support of Israel's invasion of the Gaza Strip over the weekend, leading to clashes with anti-Palestinian counter-protesters. This is of a kind with other protests that have popped up in major cities around the world, though this one was especially large, marking one of the biggest protests in the UK in recent years. More than 120 people were arrested, primarily counter-protesters who were drunk and attacking both protesters and police. And it's also worth noting that these protests are occurring in the context of a huge amount of international pushback against Israel's ongoing attack on Gaza, which followed a sneak attack against Israel by the militant group that governs Gaza, Hamas, and a wave of anti-Jewish and anti-Muslim violence around the world.
If you're finding some value in one-sentence news, consider leaving a quick review wherever you get your podcasts and/or sharing the show with a friend. You can find out more about this show or subscribe to the email version at onesentencenews.com. And you can support this and other related projects, like the Let's Know Things and Brain Lenses podcasts, at understandery.com.